Welcome back, everybody. In the last video we had set up our mobile analytics project or resource inside of AWS, and so that gave us the SDK that we can download and then some code that is pre-configured with a bunch of things. So let's go into Unity, and if you haven't downloaded that SDK stuff, the zip file, and unzipped it, go ahead and please do that now. Let's come into Unity and assets, import package, custom package. So there's a whole bunch of services that Unity has, that AWS have SDKs available for Unity. So if you knew that you wanted to build your own analytics solution from scratch, you could import Cognito Sync and then DynamoDB and some Kinesis Firehose and whatever you want, whatever other bits and pieces you wanted, then you can go ahead and do that. Or you can take all those and combine them into mobile analytics, which is just super sweet. But if you knew that you wanted to access files on S3, for instance, you could pull in the S3 SDK. Or if you wanted to send text messages or notifications when, hey, that thing is available to be tapped on in the game, then you could pull in notification services. But we are just going to import mobile analytics and just mobile analytics. We don't need anything else. It comes with the examples, which we don't need. Do you want to bring in the examples?
No, we don't need examples.
Okay. Cool, but looking up,
we are the examples.
We are the example. Hey, it's bringing in the AWS Core SDK, the Cognito, so that it can tell the device who it is, and the mobile analytics to actually send events, and some security stuff to go with Cognito.
I was going to ask what the difference between Cognito and mobile analytics is, but I guess Cognito identifies you, and mobile analytics assigns analytics to that ID or something?
Yes, yes. Great answer. Great question, and the answer to that is yes, and we will actually look at that in a lot more detail when we've actually got some analytics stuff going. So I feel I haven't really described what Cognito is too much yet, and we will get to that soon. So let's, now that we have this in place, let's go ahead and create a script for our analytics manager. Create folder Analytics Manager. Yeah, I really could have just called this one Analytics. And C# script Analytics Manager. That'll now open it up over here for us. All right, before we go any further, I just want to quickly switch back to Level Manager, and we need to add a few more fields into this one. So we put in, when we finish the level, what's the next level that we're going to go and load? Now this was the scene name that we were loading up. We want to have in here the level name and the level version. So this is a separate piece of information here. One of the things that we want to get into with our analytics is if we find that there's a piece of our players are getting stuck on this particular level, or everyone's being spotted by this one enemy. What we want to be able to do is make a change to the level, increment the version, and then be able to see how that has affected the player's performance in that level. So we need to be able to segment by each version of the level. So we're going to pull in this extra two fields here, and they're going to be used in just a moment. So let's go back to, hold on, compiling script, our level manager, and we should have level name, level 1, and this is version 1.0.
Okay, so let's say if we increment it to 2.0 next time we push out the next version of our game,
yes,
we'll be able to see what the actual impact is on player, what they're doing in the game and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll be able to actually put in like a where clause on our data when we're querying it, and say only show me the stuff where it's version 1 or where it's version 2, and we can see compare the difference.
Oh, very cool.
All right, so in here we need to have an analytics manager.
Yeah.
We need to add our analytics manager onto the object, and then we'll pull him up to the top just because that's where I want it to be.
Cool.
And let's jump over to Visual Studio.
Code stuff.
Rightio, so the mobile analytics service gave us some code. So hooray, let's pull in the usings straight up to the top. We don't need collections, so we'll put those over the top. Then it says you need to put this into your start method to actually create the object and start doing some tracking. So because we are putting some code in here, I will quickly talk about what is in there. So we've said, let's create a mobile analytics manager.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call it analytics manager. And then inside of start, we're going to talk to the mobile analytics manager, which is the AWS's object. And that's going to say get or create an instance. And then if we look at this one, it is not giving me the autocomplete stuff, which is a bit interesting. So I'm going to close Visual Studio.
Love it.
And reopen Visual Studio. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why are you not giving it to me? Am I missing like a bracket somewhere? There it goes.
There
Cool. Sorry, now I just wanted that to be in blue because
Beautiful.
that's my favorite color. So what does the get or create instance want? It says I need to have an app ID, which is the app ID that Mobile Analytics Manager created us. So 25909. Over here, we should have app ID. And right here, ending in 25909. So we're on the correct app.
Sweet.
The Cognito AWS credentials. It says, where am I supposed to be looking at to know what device I am supposed to be called? So when you log into Facebook or something, then you give it your email or mobile phone and your password. Now that goes off to Facebook's database, and then it returns whatever your ID is with that service.
To Facebook?
Well, no, not just taking Facebook as an example.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
let's say you log into Gmail.
All right, all good.
You log into something.
You
give
into
it
somewhere.
you give it an email address and a password,
Yep.
a username and a password, and it goes, "This is your ID," and then it passes you back your ID.
Yes.
Yes. So that's what
makes sense.
That is what Cognito is doing here with the AWS credentials. It's saying, where am I supposed to be? Where am I supposed to be talking to find out who this person or this device is? And we go, great. So this is the Cognito pool that I want you to talk to.
That's sort of interesting. You specify US East, but then in two other separate places you're like, oh, but East 1, but you've already said East 1.
Yeah, this comes into the realm of ARNs, which is another topic that we'll talk about later on when we talk about S3 and things. But yeah, you are right. You do have to put that in quite a lot of places. Yeah, it's talking to here, but I want it here as well, and also you're in there.
Like whatever.
All right, thank you, everybody. So we were talking about regions in. Did we talk about regions? I can't remember if we did. I think we did. Or
I think we did.
Okay.
We can do a quick recap.
Let's do a quick recap on it. No, we did. We did talk about it already. Sorry, everybody. We're just remembering if that was the video that we botched something in or not. All right. So when you're having things that are set up in regions, you can have them distributed all around the place.
Yeah.
So you could actually say that I want to be talking to a Cognito pool here, but I in Australia, but I actually want your mobile analytics to be going to a different spot because it's local. So you can set up all those different things. In this case.
Nice and distributed.
Yeah, when we set up the mobile analytics, you'll notice that it's actually switched back to global. It's blocked out everything else and says, no, I don't require a region selection. So
that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it does that because it defaults everything. If you look in the URL up here, is it here somewhere? No, it's gone now, bugger.
Usually it's US East, isn't it?
Yeah, it used to have it in there. But we can see it's US East 1 because this is where it's created the Cognito pool and where it's put the analytics' endpoint.
So
now,
it's like, although we don't need to know about it, Amazon created all this data set up in a place.
Yes.
So it needs to know, but we don't need to know.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Until we need to code with it when we do need to know. And it tells us where it is anyway.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, cool. Not confusing at all when it says it doesn't need it, but it does. Rightio. So there is one other particular piece of information that we do need to put on this, which this code does not give us, unfortunately. Yeah, quite helpful. And that is going to be Unity Initializer.
What is this?
Now this comes from Amazon, and it says if you want to actually start this object and make me able to be send data, you must put this on in place. So we go Unity Initializer dot attach to game object, and I want to attach to this dot game object, which is the analytics manager.
That's quite interesting that they didn't tell us about it.
Yeah, it's a bit weird. I don't know why. When I first set that up, I remember that I had to. What? Why is it giving me an error? Why is my data not there? And then it would just...
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Right.
That should be everything we need. Nope, there was one more thing that it needed. So far, every time we start the game and stop the game, we'll have 2 events firing for that to say the game has started and the game has ended.
Yes.
However, if you are on a mobile phone, one of the things that you do is get a text message, close the game, go and read the text message, jump back into the game. And that happens through the on-application focus. Well, when the user comes back to the game, we want to...
It's like alt-tabbing or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. That we have come back into the game, we want to send off another event to say, this person just pause it for this little bit of time. And that helps us determine if it's a new session against the game, or if it's the continuing of the last session. So we could close the game and then wait 4 or 5 minutes and then start it up again.
Yep.
And that'll go, hey... this is a brand new session of the game. Whereas if they've just quickly gone away, opened a text, and then come back, we go, awesome, they are still in the same session of the game. Let's not log another session against that user.
Makes sense.
Okay, and there is, what have we got here? There's another piece of code that they've put in a comment here, which is, don't forget to set don't destroy on load transform.gameObject.
Sort of weird that they wouldn't put that up here as well, but whatever.
Hey, they can do whatever they want, so long as we can get around it. Okay, and I think that should be everything we need for this video.
Oh, wait a second.
What's up?
So where was the don't destroy? What method was that? In start.
Don't destroy on load. So this is not a this is a Unity specific method that says this object here. Let's quickly go to Unity and we'll press play.
Doesn't Unity have an awake method for stuff like that, or?
Nope. So here we got don't destroy on load.
Oh,
so everything else is still here, but it says if you close the level and then restart the level, or let's say you what am I talking about? We finish this level. Let's run over this way. We'll get spotted by. We can see how we're getting spotted and stuff. Hooray! We beat the game. If we just press play, I'll go to the next level. Then this is the exact same analytics object.
Right. Oh, cool.
Come on, expand out. So this way, it doesn't have to say, I'm going to turn myself on. Hey, I got to go talk to the Cognito service and find out who I am. Oh, it's a new person, or it's me again, or I've started the app again. It knows it's the same thread. Okay, so let's pause because we might or might not see data on the management console here. Your app data will appear in the Mobile Analytics dashboard within 60 minutes of running the code. So there might be a delay before we see it. So let's go to Mobile Analytics. Have we seen anything yet? No, we haven't. Bugger, not yet. So we're going to press pause, wait for some data to come in. No, actually, we're going to press pause, code the next part, and eventually that data will be there.
Okay.
Great. All right, any questions, Nick?
I think that makes sense.
Cool.
So will we be able to we need to be able to access that analytics manager from everywhere, right?
How do you mean?
So it needs to be a singleton.
You don't have to worry about any of that stuff.
You don't need to worry about making it static or anything.
Oh, yeah, well, yes, thank you very much. Whoops, it's a manager. Good pickup. Public static analytics manager instance.
Cool.
And in void awake, we can now go instance equal to this. Oh, cool. So we didn't have to access it for anything we were doing there, but Nick is absolutely correct. We forgot to put this on the code. All right. So
what's the main difference between awake and start then?
We could put awake fires first. Awake is the object that's just been created. And then, so everything gets instantiated or set up first. And you go, rightio, everything in the game is ready. Now let's go ahead and call everybody's start method.
Okay, so shouldn't we put the don't destroy and load up in here then?
That doesn't matter where you put it.
Doesn't matter where?
No,
Alright, cool.
matter.
As long as that gets called sometime.
As long as it gets called within awake or start to say, oi, don't delete me, please.
Okay, I just assumed that you had to do it as like in a specific method. But
No,
alright, that makes
matter.
sense. Cool.
Cool. Alright, let's finish this one
Fantastic.
off and we'll come back and do more stuff in the next video.
Alright.
If I could press the stop button. There it is.